Yeah, what going on? It's your favorite podcasters, Ja and
It's Nisi.
look who showed up. Look who is back. Your favorite Carmen San Diego wannabe just tripping and traveling all over the damn
Don't let me
place.
pull a hat. Don't let me get my hat and my coat. Don't play with me. Because that was
I would
Carmen
like
was
to
my
see
girl.
that.
I had loved social studies because of Carmen. I used to know my maps really well. These kids don't know nothing these days, eh? It's the things we used to
Every
learn.
Carmen San Diego, and you know
This,
she will probably wear lingerie underneath that trench coat. But
first of all, it was a children's show, so we would not assume she was wearing lingerie. Let's not do that.
that's how she kept it PG by not showing what's under there. But everybody loves
Why
Carmen.
you have to corrupt the PG-13 show though with lingerie underneath? Why this is what wrong with why? Let Carmen live now. She ain't bad enough. Actually traveling the wall, getting her
Mhm.
passport stamp, and she got lingerie underneath. Why you like this?
Hey, to be clear, you remember that Carmen San Diego was a thief, right? You forget that part?
I mean, yeah, but
She
she
was
did
a
that only check
thief.
out my lingerie.
She was traveling the world stealing. You forget that little part?
Well, it's
Like
not
that's
her
why
fault
she
they
was
can't
traveling.
catch her. I with Carmen. Leave Carmen, let Carmen be free Carmen.
See, see how a woman is. I always try and be a girl's girl. It's fine. It's fine. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. I am good. I am good. I am reacclimated to my time zone. So
Hmm. Okay.
hey.
Well, tonight we're
Mhm.
doing one of our state of the territory addresses,
Ooh.
and we actually got a person that knows what he's talking about. He's a part of the current government administration. We can't go too deep into the politics of it so he could keep his job, but we're gonna dive into the politics a little bit, go into the culture, and see what we need as far as a territory going forward, what we'd like to see.
Okay.
All right. Well, you know how we do it. We'll be right back after these messages. Yo, there you go, there you go. What going on, Kevin?
What a go on? Good night, what I say?
All right. This must be the after hours. What are going on? We didn't get a professional like good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Like
That's
no.
how this brother talks.
Nah. This me off the clock. This me in my zone. This is me just being me. Nah, I
Right.
mean, this ain't the politician me or the league secretary me or hello Bob. Nah, that ain't me. That's the yeah. Okay, nah.
Hey, I really would like to see this man in a professional capacity, because I have not seen him at work. Like, hey, I remember he was at the podcast, right? And this man was shouting out some shit for the crowd. That had them vexed.
He's allowed to be after work. He just says so. That's the after work
True,
version.
true. Hey, we love the realness. So thanks for coming through. Can you tell us basically why did you want to have this show? Because we did this because we've been trying to get you on the show for quite some time. But finally, we got you on there, and you wanted to.
Man,
So
I
Big
tell us.
head
wanted to be on
clears.
this show, but Ja, every time you link me or like, and I traveling because of my job, I do travel a lot. I mean, I went on island the last time. I was here for the first show with Candice them I saw. I love that show. I still have memories about that show. It was on and popping.
Hey,
I mean, I wish it were like an hour more of the show. Because when the crowd feeling the vibes and it's like, and it's like, bam, and it done. So like, man,
yeah, that first
I need
show
to be on this podcast.
it did start to get live right before like it will come into the close, and it went quick. So it's true.
I mean, because as a community, we have different views. We have different aspect of culture. Different age groups that believe in different things. And I mean, We just sit down here and complain about everything under the sun in the Virgin Islands. If a crab walk across the road, oh, the crab taking too long. I want to drive to across there. Or if it raining, it could have don't rain for 6 months and the rain come for 3 days. Oh, you got too much water. Like, I mean, you can't please everybody. You
Well,
can't please
we
everybody.
please nobody. Can you give the people a short little intro about who you are?
Well, me, I'm born and raised here. My mother is from the West. Yeah, she's a West girl, believe it or not. I was raised in the eastern part of the island, more like Strawberry Barnes, Patrick Junior High. Mother bought a house in my like 10th grade year, moved to Princess. LGP, you know we live about. And I mean, I'm from ever since. It's been my home. I never move away, never leave here. Working man, paying taxes, seeing the struggle. I just do the same patrol them every day. You know what I mean? It's life, man. It's life.
I'm glad you introed yourself that way because you said for me to go ahead and introduce the first topic, and that segues perfectly into the first thing I want to talk about. We I think you'll probably have a unique perspective on this because everybody
Uh,
seems to be weighing in, even people we don't want to talk about it. But this has been very, this has gone all over and done the rounds. It's been in news articles and everything. Senator Nellie O'Reilly had posted, Virgin Islanders living abroad, please come back home. We need you. We can do this. Now you just said that you never left. You know what I'm saying? You love your home. You never left. You never went nowhere. Here we are petitioning for people like me to come back. So you've seen the struggles. Now, first, why did you stay?
I mean, for me, um, as a country boy, I don't like the city life. I could do it to visit, but I'd get homesick real fast. Like I don't want to. I want to hear chicken crowing in the morning. I want to see goat run across the road. Like that's my energy. I can't do the trains and the clusters and the yeah, that gonna get me frantic. I can't do that. So I live in America. I gotta live in Nebraska, one of the place they got plenty house running across a pasture to feel like I at home. Straight up.
Okay. Have
That's
you
facts.
left
That's
for a short time? What? Sorry, go ahead. What you were saying, Easy?
I said that's his facts. I said that's facts.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Like,
Nothing.
different people want different environments. So, have you left for a short amount of time? Like, have you tried to leave and come back? Or
Okay, the oldest place I've lived, I'll be honest. After Hurricane Hugo, you know the place I mash up, I live in Boston. My mother sent me to her, and that didn't work out too well. It ended up being send my child home because I think we live in a different time. I was raised different. So, me being brought up how I was, I didn't know about sleepovers in nobody's house if they were in close family. I never used to eat from people, drink from people. I don't know. Because we have a close knit family. So my aunt is my aunt, me no she for no place. I just in about what, fifth grade and I gone by this woman. Hey, I your auntie, blah, blah, blah. Auntie getting to work every day, leaving me in the house with whoever, my older cousins and so forth. And she complained to my mother, what happened to your child? You don't eat? She's like, what do you mean? Like, they offering me this, they offering me that. And the man are never hungry. He never thirsty. But I was just raised not to take things from people. And it's ironic as we are men in society. Your mother tell you don't do things, and as you become a man and you meet woman, ethics go through the door. So me who went from you couldn't feed Kevin, went for wow, she bring me a plate of food, my son. Wow, this food tastes good. Or she bring food from some place and I drink it, which in my younger days I throw it away. So I guess human nature will evolve. And that's a key thing about our society. We need to evolve. we stuck in a mind frame of the Virgin has been this 20 years ago. And we living in the past of what it used to be. But in reality, Ja, what we want it to be. Be real. What do we
Well,
want it to be? That's my question to anybody out there.
what do we
What do
want
you want it to be? Tell me what I want.
the Virgin
Because
Islands?
I'm confused. I don't know. I don't even see confused, but I confused. I accustomed to seeing young ladies, ages, let's put it like 13 to 12 years old, that age group, and I become a woman, to about high school years in frock and nice sandals and dresses to back out and crop tops and tattoos and belly piercings and
I
yeah, it's crazy for me.
hold up. I got to jump in. You're going on a bit of a, you're going way out to my,
Okay, I got across the bridge already. I will reach it, but yeah, I'm sorry. Cause you see what you mean, like what?
Drink.
And you see that, like what he got there already, my son. He got for the throat, my son.
what do we want the Virgin Islands to be? Let's go with that then.
For me, this is my dream for the Virgin Islands.
Mhm.
We need more young people with better jobs where they could be productive.
Okay.
Um, it's gonna sound funny and people might take it the wrong way, but gonna be real. There's no way in the world I'm supposed to be. By the way, I don't give you my age. I'm 45. So if I'm 45 and when I was 15, used to work Department of Education as a teacher, I don't expect to be at 45 still doing the same job. You should be retired. You should be relaxing. Somebody young, somebody not young like me, they could be 35, they could be 25. But somebody who has a chance to grow in that position to carry we forward. When we have people in the same age group from when we went out of school 20 years ago, still in those positions, still managing our government and our private entities, how we gonna grow? Young people can't work. What they gonna do? Work McDonald's?
True.
I be real. They're going to work McDonald's or they're gonna move away. That's why when the whole thing was leave the Virgin Islands, you ever hear that phrase, build it and they will come? Give them a reason to come back. Give them a reason.
Okay. What do you want the Virgin Islands to be, DC?
You know, for me, I want us to be a thriving economy that's built on our cultural standings. Like I think we're losing a lot of our cultural bearings, and and while our culture bearers are teaching and trying to pass it on, it's not being distributed to the masses at a big enough scale. Not that they're not teaching us, but we're not absorbing it in a hard enough scale to hold on to it. I've traveled to a lot of other islands, and I will say that they have a different, not all of them, but they have a very different understanding of what's important for their territory or where they live in order for them to have a thriving economy where they can actually make money and be profitable. And a profitable economy is a booming economy. We can give back to our schools, we can give back to our students, we can ask for more and get more because we're doing more and we're proving that we deserve more, and we're making what we have into better for not just even for us but for the next two generations to come. We should be growing. The growth of ourselves and our economy should be one that anyone can, not anyone, but we can jump into from here or afar and contribute to the well-being of our success.
Nice, nice. For me, I'm glad I got a little time to think about it. So, okay, just stay with me. What I want for the Virgin Islands, right, would be
Mm-hmm.
basically what Wakanda was. Now, mind you, I don't mean like I don't necessarily mean we need to have that 3 year 3000 technology. What I mean is I would love to see us take the good from the past, blend it, you know what I'm saying? Like keep the culture that is good, blend it as we grow and we learn and our wisdom increases and mesh. You get what I'm saying? Like, you see how Wakanda, like, they had bustling cities and markets and all of that stuff, but they also had like buffalo herders and stuff like that. Like, that's what I would like to see: the integration of the culture with the rise in technology, and for all of us to keep where we're from while still progressing forward into the future. That's what I would like to see for the Virgin Islands. Thank you.
So for me now, we have stuff like that in place, but we don't ain't gone pay the guy. So like, we got a new. And you look at UVI to the front. I don't know if she should be up to date on this. The RT Park is a very good thing that was built.
Yeah, true.
And if you go on their website and you look at their staff, it's a majority of young people that we grew up with that we see every day. I was surprised because honestly, I mean, I talked to them here and there through my job. I mean, I sent us some student there last year to work. He liked it. I have one intern working through my office that's going to start there next week. She's an IT major, so she's going to be using IT stuff and some other stuff for them there. When I reached out to them to help her get a job. But when I went on their website and I saw their marketing, how they market the RT Park, you know what I mean? They're working with our young people and teaching them things. I mean, our technical part of it is what you were saying is agriculture.
Yes.
That's a big part for me
Correct.
that we're not doing enough of.
Facts.
We have too many local farmers that are not working together. It's not a competition. If we are always in competition with each other, we will never grow. Trust me, I've been to some farms and I've learned some stuff. I'm like, wow, I didn't know farming and making fruits and everything was so hard. It's very, you got to get brains for it. Ain't just dig a hole and poof,
No,
can't gonna grow. You
okay,
got a
that's
lot
not
of technical
correct.
stuff to it. Yeah, a lot of science with the soil and irrigation and enough water and using the dead plants to fertilize the ground again. So that good. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I
No,
don't tip my hat off to him and then they had son doing that because yeah, I don't think I could have done it.
no, you see, that's what I'm talking about though. But we need to integrate these things because, like, I'm not saying that we should have hoverboards plowing, right? I understand
Mhm.
that. But like, what do you mean I can't pay my bill online? You know what I'm saying? Like, in 2025, in the year of our Lord, I can't go online and just pay the bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. Like, we need to get out from that. And I think that we need for our elders to start, like, how to say this in the most appropriate way. I don't want them to go away, I want them to step into the role where our elders should be, which is teaching, mentoring, passing on the stories, being the culture bearers and stuff like that, and let the younger folks do the manual labor and do the heavy lifting. We need the griots, we need the storytellers. That's what we need. But we're losing all this stuff because the younger people are coming up and it's like they just ain't get nothing. I gonna leave.
They interested. They and this is where I have a problem where I think we live in too much of a technical society. So the kids are into these video games, these tablets, those kind of stuff. They have no interacting skills. So before when we would have go outside and hear mother say, Kevin, come inside, son, to have your nose bleed. And lo and behold, you come inside with your nose bleeding, you might get bust a cuff for it, she gonna put ice pack on your head. Then she when say, one good hot son.
So
They become
so
zombies.
I agree with you. Nisi, we both got older children, right? What do you think about that? My children don't like to go outside. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about your older boys or whatever. What do you think about that? We have too much technology.
I mean, I think at some point that the technology isn't necessarily the issue, because we were going to have technology regardless. If it's not in our generation or their generation, it was going to happen regardless. Now, if we're bringing technology to them at the palm of their hand that so quickly, but systematically, we're still 5 generations behind, and we're trying to catch up. That's where you're gonna always have a gap. That type of system isn't gonna attract these younger generation of children. It's just not. And while I agree that they need to be able to work hard and to work, figure things out, they can and they will. But it becomes frustrating when I know or they know that there's a way where they can create a program in a blink of an eye to gather data and collect the data, but there's nowhere to capture the data from, or to submit it in a system, or all the systems aren't streamlined in a place where you can find it. I'll give you an example. For me, an example would be, and this is no shade to anyone in particular because I don't work over there. But for me, I look at sports park and recreation. That's where our athletes of the territory are supposed to be spotlighted. I should be able to go on Sport Parks and Recreation website and find every athletic program under the Virgin Islands, who runs the program, the coaches, the students, and their stats. I should be able to find clips, videos, audios, and the whole shebang. We should be streamlining our kids through Sports Park and Recreation. So why is that not happening? We know the kids are playing. We know they're talented. We've seen our kids go off and to play sports across the world, come up with medals and championships and so forth. So it's not a lack of talent. Why are we not promoting and putting our kids out there? There are other islands that I'm aware of. They prioritize the advancement of their athletes to ensure that they're being spotlighted continuously to promote their island. It should be that simple. Like, that's just an area where anybody should be able to go and see, hey, if a program like this is like, oh, we're having a football camp, and they can just go and see, okay, well, USVI have because we have 2 islands, we have 4 or 5 high schools where they can, you tell me we can send like 20 kids to a camp from the 2 islands to represent our territory in a where they could get spotlighted. And my thinking would be, okay, if 20 of us going, they're gonna pick out 20. But if we work as a team, they can recognize us as a team. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they should be doing.
Kevin, I'm gonna let you respond. I know you got one. But first, just to let the people viewing know, we ain't just pull some random person and put them on the show. The man is speaking from experience. Kevin is literally outside. He be outside.
I should be inside doing this clip anyway.
Well, watch out. This is Kevin outside, and he ain't a man that like to be in front of the camera, because every time they catch him, it's somebody else just happens to catch him.
You're hungry?
That is Kevin outside with the children, them, teaching them how to play. He's a coach. You said something before the video played.
No, I was just saying, check the door behind. He ready to go already.
If halfway open. So now, what do you have to say? Since you're outside with the children, and Siobhan said Kevin can tell you girls softball tournament was canceled this year. I found out it's like the girls softball teams are basically playing each other over and over again. Like, can you weigh in on that day? What going on?
Okay. With that now, right? In the VI, here what happened. And she said it all that. I think, to me, we need more marketing. So that's a fact. Our children don't get
What?
Whether it's soccer, samba, baseball, basketball, they're way behind, right? But with the girls samba now, or any sport, baseball, samba, that's what they deal with. It's hard to find coaches with a schedule that's free up to deal with our children the proper way. And I can attest, I guilty. As charged, guilty. I don't try. On my schedule, I can't be to the park every time I'm supposed to be. That's where good manager skills come in. Because now if I can't do it, the people around me supposed to be able to fill in. But I'm gonna leave you a little insight about our islands. And across America, the nation, I've traveled away. I've seen it in the States. I've traveled. I ain't just been to St. Croix and watch baseball here alone. I have a friend that actually coaches in Florida. He's from here. His both sons play travel ball. He coaches one team, his son plays for the national team of that state. And the parents are horrible in these sports. The parents behave like they're the one playing. They don't give the coaches a chance to actually coach the children. They're the one on the field, you know, but they could tell you a million things what you're doing wrong. And what going on is a lot of the adults who can coach don't want to coach because coaching in the VI, the league, or any organization like that, it's free. Yes, Little League is free. We don't get paid for that all across the nation. So when a man or a woman volunteers to coach your child, give them a break, no man. Let them work with the children. Them have faith in them. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We don't try. Well, I know a lot of people right now that want to coach, but they're afraid.
Like
Because the parents, them,
afraid of
they,
something.
they're afraid. They're afraid. Jamie asks you, I got a league board. I've seen on my two eyes. I've seen parents look to go hand to hand over a league game for 6 and 8 year olds. This is no joke.
I believe
We need to get back some kind of like I don't know what to call it. Like it's crazy for children. They don't cost umpires. Oh, you're cheating. Who actually wants to cheat children? Tell me, children.
I believe it. I just
Umpires in the league don't get paid. So how we deal with our people in a whole is why the VI is where it is in sports and if you say they do exposure. Exposure means marketing. But then again, what are we marketing? What does the product look like? What are we doing to build them? Are we bringing in trainers from away? Because hey, I might know some stuff, but I might know what they need to know to go past the credited hump to get to that extra level. So, from my knowledge growing up, I've had people like Makil Rajas. He had two sons that were playing. They were very good. Right now, they're working here. They live here. I mean, they didn't make it in baseball. They made a choice at a certain age that they weren't going to play the sport no more. But I know for a fact Makil would send them boys to a summer camp for the summer off island to perfect their craft. So then again, now we want the product to be great. What are we doing to make it great
well
as a
to you.
community? Are we supporting these kids? Are we sponsoring uniforms? Are we sponsoring? You gonna say, well, Jackson look like he got talent. Let me patch up and let me bring Jerry Brown to trainee or somebody from away that is good. Or let me pay for you to go to a camp in America. We ain't doing that.
But we never get no money.
They got plenty of business running that ain't government that could do that.
Mm.
Government
So
can't do everything.
so to your point, right? I think the overall issue for me in my mind, right? The answer to all of it is doing for self. That's me. That's just speaking. I could be wrong. But I think if the community get involved in every facet of the stuff that we're complaining about, I think we could fix the issues. But from your standpoint, in government, in sports, all of that stuff, how do we get the parents more involved? How do we make them want to come out and interact and participate and get sponsors and all of that?
I've met some parents who are passionate about their children. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I've met some mothers that fathers in the wrong and they make it happen. They really make it happen. Like they go there with them boys, they got two, three children, no father wrong. Then children don't miss a practice, they don't miss a game, and it's only the mother. So all you mothers who are there doing for our sons and daughters, salute, because I come from a single mother too. So I know it ain't easy. You know what I mean? Now the fathers, we need more fathers to be fathers to the children. And this ain't throwing no shots to nobody.
No, throw the
Cause me ain't gonna
shots.
cheer.
Throw
Me
the
ain't gonna
shots.
cheering. So they like to say me ain't gonna cheering, but I got godchildren and I got niece and nephew and they could tell you If I got a nephew playing, I can go to the ball game. I've had a niece going to a school, and because my niece slash my goddaughter, she ain't gonna father around, and I felt she likes ball. That's how I get into coaching ball, coaching at house school. That's why I start off. I mean, gonna chill.
Okay.
So,
But how
no
they
better,
got
do better.
to want to come out though? You get
I
any
mean,
idea?
they just, I mean, it's a community thing. It really is everybody have to have that control now. Ja might have a son, Missy, right? And Ja ain't come out and watch his son play. But Nisi to come out and watch because she's the auntie.
Hmm.
And the godfather to come. And the godmother to come. When you see the father, wow, his son, little Billy na come home and the son, they look good. And I think if the parent hear it enough, if they care, they're gonna feel bad. And they might just show up. But if we don't tell them about it, and we make it feel like it's okay for them not to come, then what? They ain't gonna never show up. So I play a little pressure. Maybe they
Uh,
come, maybe they don't.
Other than shame, Nisi, what do you think? How can we get parents more involved to come out?
I was
Um,
gonna ask Kevin, like, do you guys like think, or do you think, because you've been in there long enough, like, I've seen like my one of my kids did school in the States and he played sports. And part of him
mm,
playing sports was if they had X amount of games for the year, if they had 15 games for the year or whatever, 14, 7 at home, 7 on the road, you had as a
mm,
parent to participate in half of each. You had to go to home games and you had to do 3 home games at least, and you had to do 3 away games to volunteer with the kids. You could
that's a
also
good way. That,
you could
mhm.
you could also sub somebody in, not another parent, but somebody in your family to represent you if you couldn't go. But that is required signing up your child for your
Mm.
child to play. And also the catch was you couldn't wait till the end of the season to start to volunteer either.
Making it mandatory. Mm.
Yes. So while you don't have to come
Uh,
to, but it's not just come to watch, you have to come to volunteer. So you're helping get the kids ready. You're making sure that they have their drinks. You're making sure if snacks afterwards, you're preparing. Someone had to do that.
I like that. Yeah,
And
I
so
like
my
that.
thing is, while you're providing a service for the kids, and that's great, and the kids want to play, which is awesome. As a parent, and I'm not saying that our parents here aren't doing, because I know I've seen the parents at the game, but I'm saying is that they should be required to assist in whatever that needs to be if their child is being in the program, because what we're teaching our kids, what we've been teaching our kids to, which we know some of it has been wrong because we come up in a way we had to fend for ourselves, and now we want to cloak our kids and do everything for them so they can have an easier life, and now we complain that they have an
That's
easier life because they don't have to do anything.
that's real.
So we have to give them the responsibility to, like, hey, you want to do this, I have to come out to do this too with you. So you gotta be strict, and you can't quit because now I signed up I have to come. So you can't quit halfway through the game if you want to do this. We gotta go through the whole season.
So what do you think about that, Kevin? Making it
well,
mandatory.
that's a good way to watch it. I mean, it's simple as you have a team or you have an organization and you draft a contract and for your child to play, you just sign up and put your signature and I save that in my files. And when you don't comply, I can say, hey, you sign on this. So for your child to play, you should do this. And that's a good way to think about it because I mean, I'm in the ballpark at least in the season 3 days a week. And I mean, I can not can say, well, the parents them don't come. 'Cause, I mean, I see some teams that have some
Hmm.
real support. Sometimes
Hmm.
then kids playing, they got a grill out by the back fence and they're grilling for them cheering and they're cooking for them cheering after the game. And I mean, a real, but the numbers. So me being in the league board, the numbers every year with children playing baseball has dropped dramatically.
Yeah,
And I don't know why that is. I don't know why they don't want to play anymore. If it's not attractive to them, we're losing children to basketball and soccer
which is
straight up. What then what happen is we live in a society where now you don't want to tell your child. So here again now. This is son gonna be in steel pan. He gonna be a Boko Jumbi, right? He gonna be a junior dragster. He still gonna play baseball. He did have somebody basketball team and he did a little bit of soccer or volleyball. So they train them there all over.
Mhm.
Versus back in our days now, if you're playing baseball, you're playing baseball. It ain't no three sports and four sports you're playing unless you're playing with a school team and that's what you do in the school year. But there's so many outside organizations now that you have children playing multiple sports.
Hmm.
You lose a few of them here and there.
Okay. Janella has a question. She's asking, is there such a thing as a parent committee for these
Um,
sports leagues? No?
I mean, each team, as far as I know, are responsible for their appearance. Like me, I manage a team. At the beginning of every year, I have a meeting with my parents. What I expect from them at the start of the season and at the end of the season. I
Okay.
don't believe in cussing umpires. I don't believe in swearing in the ballpark, any of that. So if you do that and you're on my team and you're a parent, you're liable to lose your child from being on my team because I have an image to uphold and I can allow you to behave like that representing me.
Do you
So
meet
anybody else, yeah.
parents other than
Mm.
that outside of that day?
Of course, I mean,
Okay.
I go to a lot of the different, once I have a chance, I go to the different interscholastic leagues. There's a lot of different summer camps I visit during the summer. I mean, shout out to my boy Basin for guidance basketball camp. That man there, people like he and so. I don't know what we're gonna do without he
Ma'am.
because right now and I gotta big him up because I grew up in Princess playing basketball. Anybody who from East would know a man called Joker from Princess. Joker is the take all we have a view to play ball with Iceman them in Iceman League in Shabon. That's the way to keep them doing something. That's when they had all them open league and summer league and so back in them days, which we don't have no more. Yeah, you check it. So now it's like Basin was a coach when I was a child. He's a grown man now. After my partner Basin coach and Basin up to this day is still dealing with people children. He runs a summer camp where he's doing more. He's doing tutoring, he's doing mentoring, he runs different age groups. So kudos to him and his team for doing what they do for our children then. Because
Yeah.
our children need an outlet. We complain about the violence and the non-father figures. But if we don't give the children them something to do, what are they going to do? They are a product of their environment. So to anybody, I mean, I got a couple of them I know, Alliance Basketball Camp did a run day thing too. You got Jizzle down in the West. He just started about something he doing. So get children in the West doing something like anybody with anybody. I encourage you to coach any sport. It doesn't have to be baseball. It doesn't have to be softball. But as long as you're taking people children like it's yours and you're teaching them something that they could go further with.
Well,
Because I don't mind as well.
hold on 1 second. Now, you gotta be careful when you say that thing, right? And I tell you what, when you're taking people children, like, is there some sort of vetting process or something before, like, they gotta go through a vetting process before they can start up a team or something like that?
I don't know. And if you're going to have a trust. A man, and he's a good man, and you carry your children there. I mean, we're a small community. We should be able to trust people. Now, I know nationally, standards wise, like me, to coach in the league, I had to take a test.
Okay.
I had to get certified. I have courses I have to take, national and national wide. I have to renew certain classes and certain things I have certificates for to be able to coach in the VI
Okay. That's something.
by
For
standards.
for the school leagues, there is a process that they have to be able to coach with school leagues.
But it seems like they're losing, like, the outside league them is the one them that I'm more concerned about, I'm gonna be honest. Because like the schools have funding and stuff for those programs, but the ones that the community members, I feel like those need the support. right? But I'm concerned about the vetting
I don't
because
think you should be concerned because for the most part, it's a very interactive island. So the same coaches who coaches schools coaches the private teams as well, depending on what sport is in season at the time.
Mm.
Because I've seen coaches coach school and I've seen coaches coach on the side. So
Because
it's but
and that's why I bring up basin name because St. Clair we don't have that luxury like before. You know, when we were growing up. This year you had that Shabbat League had that 13 to 15 league, and then you had the other league that used to run in the gym by Juanita for the younger kids. Them they run a Charles Basketball League. We have no longer have those leagues because we no longer focus on the children. We focus on the adults. The adults have all the fun.
true.
They got this co-ed league and that co-ed league and they got man league. What the children them got? If they don't go away to play ball, they don't play no ball.
I want to get to these comments real quick. Uh, Ramon says, set the precedence. I love it because overzealous parents can ruin their kids' image. Maybe host a fun parent versus kids games or family sports days. I remember we used to have fun days over by Vialco. Y'all remember them thing, man? And they didn't even get
Yeah,
any
man.
money.
Remember those days?
It's low pressure, fun, and create shared memories and build connections with each other. Sebi had made a point here, and because I want to kind of use it to bring it back around, because giving people the proper salaries for their position, especially certified or people with degrees, this brings it back around to the bringing people back home. How much money you make is a very like money is a major issue, right?
mhm.
And we know that most people when they're looking at it, that's the first thing they're gonna look at the cost to live here, and then how much they're gonna pay me. Because if you're looking at taking a pay cut, but then you can't even afford close to what you're used to, that's gonna stop people from coming home. So now, as far as salaries, the government, if I'm not mistaken, even the USVI government is the largest employer. You work in the
Mhm.
government. Is there anything being done there that you know of about increasing salaries or making them sort of appetizing
So,
anything?
so as everybody know, because I mean, one thing government, if you're studying government, they don't hide. We have senatorial hearings all the time, the budget process every year, which actually starting next week. Tony Live to legva.org like for next week. I want to talk about the hearings from now to October. And they're going to show you where now legvi.org
Hmm. Okay.
from I think the first week of June. I think June 10th or something is our first finance meeting, if I'm mistaken. I get the calendar in front of me, but people need to realize what that is. What that is. So now I can bring now we're gonna talk a little politics, so you're gonna get me there now asking about salaries and stuff. So suddenly you see working at DLC, right? And she's in charge of their finances. And Nisi needs three more officers in that division to just be on the island checking the business and stuff. But she don't have the three officers. So say her salary for an officer is 40,000 starting. That's 120,000 you gotta look for. 120,000 flat rate is rough. So you might say you want 155 in the budget. That's 15,000 extra as a cushion for three officers because you gotta deal with their firearms, you might get a couple training in between, just to keep them for the year. And this is a yearly budget, by the way. It's not a 2 year budget. Every year they gotta come to we for a budget. But if you come to the legislature and you leave out the part where you have a need for three officers in the budget, when we go over that, what you get is what you're gonna get. Because now you got to go to the general fund, you got to check this money here to see now who we can afford to give what and not take a loss. Because now the government they run on a budget, all departments. When we overrun that budget now and we do more than we're supposed to do, that's where you come up with payless paydays. Because you factor in money that you don't have. So if we don't
It's
have it, how are you gonna pay it?
but it seemed like the okay. this is me looking from the outside looking in, obviously. It seems sometimes like we're running the government at a loss, but still sending back certain funds to where it came from. And I think people are having
Okay,
trouble seeing
so
that movie short.
the funds that are being sent back most of the time is federal monies. That's not local monies. Federal money a little different from the local monies. When you play with federal money, you have to be exact to the penny. When they tell you you're going, okay, I'll give you an example. Let me see. Wimball Park. You been there since they opened it?
I passed by recently.
Did you see the press box?
I wasn't paying honestly I didn't pay attention to it.
Okay. When you get a chance pass there, that was built with federal monies.
Okay.
When they give you federal monies, they tell you exactly what to do. From the while that there to go back to how it was. They didn't give you money for remodel. They give you money to do exactly what they want you to do with the money. So here I'm gonna tell you how my perspective is. Some of the monies that go back, I feel to be negligence at most part. People have a job to do. They might not have a right the grant is like grant writers and stuff. So you might need a grant for 20,000 to do something. Okay. When the $20,000 reach now, you have X amount of money in the kitty. Or you come with a deadline. So when you get the money now, oh I get the money. But you don't spend the money in X amount of time, it goes back. So yeah, somebody should be tracking that money, but I don't know, like I don't work for who I work for. I don't work for that part of the government. So I can't tell you why they do, why the money went back.
Jerica saying is all I seen was new fencing. The bathroom only got paint over in Wimbar.
Well, probably that's all the money, that's probably that's all the money they give to spend. No local money is in my into that.
Oh man.
But he specifically said the press box though. So he didn't say like they revamped the whole park. He said the press
Well
box
no,
was
well they got monies for the fence, the dugouts I heard, and the press box. So the press box had to go back exactly how it was built before, same spec, same size. It couldn't be 2 foot bigger none. Exactly it was when it fell along after the hurricane, they had to put it back up. That's how federal money is work.
Okay.
true.
Okay.
That's very
Okay.
true.
Yeah. So I just want you to clear that there up. So thank you. So why should Job move back? Go ahead and petition me. What when you seen this here come out, what did you think about it? Right? And why the hell should I move back? What was your thought, sir?
Um, everybody and people gonna get very sensitive, but at this point they're outside, so make it.
Okay. Okay.
Let we stop going on like people in America living the best life. Straight up. Let we stop. Let we stop with all the faking. Please stop the capping, all the capping, yes. Stop all the capping.
I
Some of
said,
them don't live in shelter, free to come back home and say they feel. Some of them sleeping in the car for the woman throw them out, but they want to come back home. But they will say, what? Job in Florida and he make it and he's a loser. Nah, my boy. If you don't make it, you don't make it. Stop capping. You got people out there driving Benz and so is a rent and they don't belong to you. Your credit card pay for that. People abroad, they move from here and fool people who don't know better. Stop it. Stop it. A bunch of them have credit card they even offer and they're $30,000 in debt. And all they're doing is they're gonna pay this credit card a little 500, I'm gonna pay this 500 so they don't cut it. So I can still use it. It's simple.
the master cap himself.
All right.
But Jamie say you know.
I
Jamie say you. I said people.
I know. I
Me
just,
say you.
but okay. So as a person living away, right? The thing that we need to understand and recognize is that like things getting pricier or more expensive everywhere. Everywhere. The
Everywhere.
thing is though, options is a thing too, like having more options and more ability to try to make up that difference is a thing. Like I don't think we're talking about that, because if you compare the states and the opportunities, the room to move, the room to grow, that's a big deal, man. Like, because when you come home, you home. That's your options. You know what I mean? And then when you hear the people that's home talking about, oh, I overqualified. I know I get the, but I can't get in. I calling these people, like showing up, I emailing, which is some of the responses that directly came from Senator O'Reilly's post. Is people saying like, yo, I've been trying, but everything hard to get even to get a driver's license is difficult now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to make some room for the acknowledgement that yes, you have more options in the States. Even if you live in your car now, there's more room for opportunity in the States. You could drive your car house to another state and like maybe you blow, because there's people like Steve Harvey who used to live in his car. Now he's you know what I'm saying? Like these are things, but you don't have those stories as much, I guess, home. So Holly says a lot of them live in check to check. Most Americans live in check to check.
Most everywhere.
Everywhere. Living in family garage. Oh, that's another thing. If you have family home, that's a resource, Tap into that, man. Like if you have family that you talk to, you use your not to use. Like if you have family home, that is a blessing. Having a support system is a blessing. But please don't assume that all of us do. All right, like don't do that. At least move to the States with a trade. Oh, that's another thing. What happened to the trades, bro? Why is nobody pushing for trade schools and stuff like that? They're home.
But they are. They're in a process of building one. Am I not? Are they not?
They're building one.
So Complex has the trade program that you can do during night school, or if
Yes, they got CTEC.
you can do
CTEC.
trade SCCS. You can do trades. They just had a graduation for the adults like a couple days ago who graduated with their certifications in their trades. Department of Labor, I know last year, I don't know if they did it this year, but last year they had a whole free 8-week trade program that they did to certify people to help with the construction market and stuff like that. So I think like there's opportunities, not that there's enough, but there are opportunities for people to do things and to learn trades. Can there be more? Absolutely. Always, we can always have more. But for the trades, it's there. Now, what we should say is, does the trades that we're pushing and promoting equal to jobs when they're graduating from school? And that's a different conversation.
Is there anything we could do there as a community? Because remember, we're not talking the government doing it. We're talking each individual. Is there a way that we could get together and do anything as far as like aid, as far as jobs when you come out? Like maybe, I don't know.
I don't know, because
What I have been seeing, sorry.
I mean, for me now, I'm seeing a lot more. I don't know about Nisi. I've seen a lot more trainings going on, a lot more job fairs, job expos at UVI. There was one coming up in June sometime. I think like the 14th. They're doing one in Canagea or UVI or someplace. I can't remember exactly the location, but at least every other month there are jobs posting. They're telling you walk with your resume, give it a shot. I mean, they're offering trainings at personnel, at labor. I mean, but for me, I think we need to invest more in outreach, marketing. I mean, I don't see enough commercials and jobs and skill set. Getting little billboards by Peter Rest and the one by Lorraine. Those are things that should be on those billboards.
I agree.
Because
100.
I was talking to somebody today and they were telling me they don't feel we don't market our job force enough. So Ja might want a job. But Ja a little confused. But Ja ain't know what he really want to do, just come out of school. But we telling jobs, Ja like what? You need a welder, you need a plumber, you need a mason, and we ain't got commercial about these things. Wait, what? A mason might be something that he'd like to see on TV on a screen, and why I think I could do that? Then he tried. Then now that's a door you just open. But if we don't market nothing, you get nothing.
I
So your
wouldn't say we
marketing is a
don't
big.
market. I would say we're not effectively marketing because putting it out like in the
We don't do enough.
newspaper,
We
putting
don't
it
do
on your
enough.
website is one thing, but that's not effective marketing. It's not
Correct.
target marketing either. You got to do
Correct.
target marketing.
Talk to him.
I
Now,
think we don't. I don't think we use Sunny Isles enough either. We put these job fairs at venues where it might be comfortable for you, but what about me? You don't have a vehicle or transportation. I think everybody and the mother they go to Sunny Isles some point in time. Some point in time. So I like to
They
see
could
a job
find car
fair,
to go to the club in the night. They could find car to go to the job fair. Don't tell me you
and
no,
can.
we
Don't
got to
tell me you don't
stop.
know nobody that could
You
drop you
see,
up the road and
we got to stop.
don't tell me
We
you
got
can
to
be up the
stop
road.
thinking like that.
I
Some
seen
people need
a
an
man
extra
don't ride
push.
home from the club
They need
just
a
the other
push.
day. He had no ride home. He begged right to go home from the club. Don't tell me he get home.
man. You okay? Kevin, let me jump in here. Nisi, that's something that you don't have to push nobody. You ain't gotta push nobody to fetch home. We know that. But when you want to get people to do something they're less likely to do, like get them out to vote and
Okay,
stuff like that, you do
Employee to
need
get
to
I
yourself
I,
provide
I
employed.
can give cause we I mean I am on the live and we there here talking. I give my personal experience with that. So when I finished high school, I was supposed to finish a certain year. I was a student all my life, most of it.
okay.
Went to St. Mary's, went to Woodson, was doing good at Woodson. Then I reached Central High. Ay, ay, ay.
Don't blame Central
Bigger
High.
school. You know, you had me see them or sister them or son, and then girl from East looking like, So, man ain't gonna focus. Man lose focus on the vision he mother had for real,
Hey, do you see what busted out them pants? That's cool pants.
Well, sir, she and Dulcina, Mr. Lord of mercy. Yeah, but anyway, back to the topic.
Yeah, please. Please get back
So
to the point.
now, when I finally did graduate a year after I should have, my mother allowed me, being the parent that she is,
Hmm.
to enjoy my summer. And everybody tell the story to the laugh. Because you know my mother paused and they say, oh, who is she? No man, she's a sweetheart. My mother sweet, but she about business. So I was already 18 years old, stayed back a year in high school where I shouldn't have, graduate by the mm, barely,
Hmm.
skipping class and doing things I shouldn't have done. Don't you know you're preparing for? Um, yeah. So now it's like I graduated from high school and my mother had a plan for me. My mother had a dream for me. Oldest son raised me more or less on her own. She wanted the best for me. She know me though. So my mother rough and I love her to death because with a ball, our parents are tough. Tough love is the best love. I never been to jail, never been arrested. 'Cause my mother didn't allow me to fail. So no, summer went by and I went to Olive View, jammed in Lagoon and I had the fun and she let me be free. She didn't want me back. Have fun, partner. So now, like a week to school opening, that was when schools open after Labor Day, September 1st, whatever the day was. She was like, Mr. Man, what you gonna do? I like, what you mean what you gonna do? She said, means you bring no paper for no college, no technical school, nothing for me to sign. Or to say again, I'm planning to go, no place. So what is your game plan? Because you're 18 now, I don't need to feed you, and you only got one man here, and that's me. So me gonna sleep, thinking she a joking. She tell me, no, I am not going to wake up in the morning and drop your younger brother to school, and you're gonna sit down in this house and watch my TV and burn my current and eat up my food, and you're not contributing. Well, Ja, your boy been there out sleeping, cooling, like you get living the best life. But you know them glass mug where you pour water and you make lemonade and only the top of it to freeze.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My mother take that and put it in the freezer, and she ain't like freeze too hard. All I know in the morning, Ja, cold water was thrown at me out of my sleep. Wake me out my sleep. The boy jump up. I know again, like he living in a dream. Mother said, get up, go in the shower. She gave me some money to go to Salvador Barber Shop in town and cut my hair. She gave me money for a taxi, not to get taxi from east or west.
Yeah.
And she gave me a notepad. And my mother told me, every day you're gonna get up and go look work till you find a job.
Mm.
You ain't sleeping and sitting down here. And Ja, every day I got up with my mother. She used to work Sunny Hills Medical Center for a doctor. She would drive to work, and from there, I would walk the whole of Sunny Hills going store to store. Then jump on a taxi and go town. Then jump on a taxi and go west till I find a job. And trust me, every day she come there. She wants to see the notebook
Yeah.
how far you went and the phone number for the business too, because she gonna call them.
Mm.
I didn't have the luxury to fail,
So you
and
think
that might just be the difference.
that's the difference? Okay. Okay. You agree with him, Nisi? What do you think?
Yeah, I think we don't give our kids enough opportunity to fail. We try to catch them before they fall so they don't bruise their knee too hard. And and that's what they don't have to bust up their knee on polyperoxide or whatever, clean it up and put a band-aid and keep going. They're gonna sit down there and cry and wait for you to come pick them up and take them, whatever. So we have to be creating children that have instincts to survive. And survive doesn't have to mean that they have to struggle, but they have to understand that they're going to have difficult times and how to get through those difficult times. These kids can't even get through basic conversations, much as a difficult time. And I think it's important that we allow them the opportunities to have those difficult times and to experience it. Now, I will say, like, for me personally, I have a daughter and I have sons, and I allow them to fail. I don't jump in. I mean, sometimes it's hard to not jump in when I want to, but I want to be sure. If I'm giving you the tools, I have to be able to see that you know how to use the tools. Because if you give somebody tools and you always intervene for them to never use the tools, they're gonna know the tools them there, much as to use them. So we have to give these kids the opportunity to use the tools that they have or that we're trying to instill in them, and create scenarios. Like, back to the sports thing, like when my kids did sports and stuff, they couldn't drop out. I said, I don't care if you sit on the bench for the rest of the season. You ain't not going to sports. You're going. I don't spend my money. I don't buy jersey and cleats and knee pads and whatever else. And I got to drop you off here to practice. And you telling me you want to play no more, boring, you like it, the coach talk to you too hard. What's sit on the bench with the coach? I don't have to tell you, but you're going. So they knew that there was a commitment when they wanted to do something. They had to do. My kids and played steel pan. They didn't want to go. They had a choice. I pay my money. You got what I send you to do. If you want to play steel pan, swing in the corner with the instructor and write notes or watch the other kids do it. You think they're going to do that the whole summer? No. They ended up loving it after a while. But what I'm saying is we don't allow them to just, even when they're failing, unless it's detrimental to their health and personal well-being and stuff like that, we have to allow them to go through those things, even if it's at a cost to us, because we don't want to inconvenience ourselves. I get it. But we have to allow them to do it, because if they're going to do it with us, they're going to do it in the real world with teachers and jobs. And these kids can't even hold on jobs for real.
Ramon said, I think we shelter our kids too much, but in our defense, the world is a much more dangerous place than when we were their age.
I think it's more dangerous socially in terms of social media, but the real world threats, they were always there. It's just more amplified because we can see it instantly every day when it happens versus to have to wait for it to be printed on the 7 o'clock news or in the newspaper the next day. I think that's just the only, I want to say it's not amplified, but because it's instantaneous, it's more impactful more often than not.
I agree with you, but I also I agree with Ramon too, because back in the day there was literally commercials to remind our parents, hey, it's 10
Do
o'clock.
you know where your
Where your kids are?
Where your child is. Yep.
Like, you just letting your child roam, go get that. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like
So
thing. Right.
Ja, I got a question for you. I was I was in Sonia's earlier today, and I was telling a known local older guy about the podcast today and so forth, and we are talking about politics and stuff. And he told me to ask this question on the show. So I think feeling right that
Okay.
the community that talk to me and I talk for them, and this is what he had a problem with. So he was saying all these minors that were seen over social media in these different clubs. I mean, minors like Woodson, 10 Million Central. And I ain't talking about summertime job. I talking about this school year. They've had events where it's on a weekend, it's on a Friday, and these kids are at these events. He was saying, and man, I don't like to get in the topic because I get emotional and I get real into it, but some of these females gonna vex me, but they gonna be alright because they're gonna beat me. A child need to be a child.
Okay.
I totally against these 14 and 15-year-old with piercings and tongue ring and nose ring and yeah, I don't know I don't know what that is. I don't know to divide that from an adult because what the individual was saying is should a man and the question is this is the question. Should a man have to go to a nightclub where you're supposed to be 18 and older and worry about if he talked to a girl at the bar and she's a minor? Was the question. Should he have
If
to?
he has to worry about it,
Yeah, why should he have to?
why should he have to or should he have to?
Yeah, why should he have to? This shouldn't be there.
I think he should have to worry about it because at the end of the day, it's his name and his character is on the line about it. Do I think that it's his responsibility to ensure they're not? That's the club's responsibility to ensure they're letting adults into their environment. So there's multiple people responsible, but you're responsible for who you interact with. Like I don't want to have to think like I'm of age, and when I have to go as my big adult self, if a man talk to me, I have to decide if I tell this man no, is he going to take my rejection lightly? Do I have to give him my number so I could walk away and get home in peace, so he don't feel like who the hell I think I am? Because the man has told me that already before. Like you reject them and it's like, oh, you think you are, and they get sometimes they get aggressive. A person you don't know who you're interacting with. So what I'm saying is you should worry about who you're interacting with. Try to verify when possible. But I think it's on the club owner's responsibility to ensure they're allowing the patrons that they're legally authorized to have in there is there, because that's a legal financial issue that could affect them in terms of their licensing and attorney and court fees and things like that. But also you personally should be worried about who you interact with, and you have a responsibility to ensure who you're interacting with. Like, hey, you know what? You could make a joke about it, like, man, I might be too old for you. You look like you only like 25 or whatever. What year you born? Some of these kids can't even tell you off the jump. You know what I mean? Like you have to make sure you're protecting yourself as a man, because as a woman, we have to do things to protect ourselves too. I tell my sons to protect themselves when they're going out to certain places. I tell my sons not that they need to be aggressive about it, but you need to be like, how old is this person? How old are you? Where are you going? Who's around? I give them the whole spiel, not just about girls, but even their friends who they're hanging out with. What are they doing? Are they creating scenes? So you have to create these things in men. Men have a responsibility, just like us women do, about who we're interacting with. Sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't, but it's your obligation to do so.
All right. So for me, just going off the question, and I'm glad Candice is here because that's exactly why we're going to use CYA, cover your own ass. Should a man have to go to a nightclub and be concerned about the ages of the women in there? You shouldn't. But we don't exist in that world. Like, first of all, fake IDs is nothing new. That's not new at all. Lying is not new at all. And Candice, I hope I could, just reiterate the story because Candice told it on the show before. Candice had told a story about being like an older dude approaching her or whatever, and he assumed that she was of age because she literally lived on her own. She had an apartment and she worked, but she was still in high school. So, like, assuming, you know what they say about assuming, you know what I'm saying? You assume you make an ass out of you and me. And the person that's gonna go to jail is gonna be you. They don't care. And I'm not saying you're wrong for, like, you're in a grown people space. It is a nightclub and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But in the eyes of the law, you're gonna go to jail. Like, you shouldn't. Yeah. But we don't live in shoulda, coulda, woulda land.
And that was his argument. His argument is, if your child, and the scenario he drew was, okay, you're at a nightclub, see a young lady. I would know some of these girls look a little thing for the age, a little, they look like Dulcina and Nisi when they were, so.
I love that Nisi and Dulcina is the example. Go on.
You check it? They look like, what? Hey, Ja. I got to live and hear. We didn't hear, and people could hear me. When we were going to school, Dulcina been like, woo, headache. Man.
Boy. Okay, but what we were talking about?
So
what were we talking about?
Saying,
because what?
He said
this is not gonna age. He was saying
like your underage data might have gone out. Right? Now a certain time come and you ain't find her. But you call the police. So now he's the sucker at the club now who know better. And instead of carrying her to his place or leave her she win, he proceeds to feel it safe. How you live? Let me carry you home. Now he don't know that's a minor. He thinking she's of age. He drop her home and VIP is there waiting. Who should the police go with? Him alone for not knowing, or the parents for not letting their child be in their house?
Bruh, children sneak out, and he called.
The children sneak out very much. So.
Again, that's not new. Like, that is nothing from 2025. Like, children been speaking out, and the parent called the police. You say, right?
Yeah.
So that means the parent didn't know the child was gone, and he's actively looking for it. Like, you could have a child leave out the house, go to school, and not come back. So that doesn't mean that the parent is negligent. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but these neglects don't listen. You know what I mean? And it's been happening. Good night.
And then, like, you could leave, like you said, like, even you could leave home dressed in your school clothes, whatever, and don't reach the school. Like, people do all kind, and I'm not saying that it's the right thing or the wrong thing. Like Josh says, teenagers make stupid decisions, mostly bad decisions when they're ready. It's very impactful to their life, or they could get awarded and have great stories to talk about after the fact, right? But if you're in a club and you're leaving with somebody, I mean, sometimes it's very apparent. Some people are younger than. They do look like teenagers. They do look young. in those instances, yes, you need to be sure. If you're leaving a club with a person to take them home and you have intentions, you should be sure who you're leaving them home to, who you're leaving the club with. And on the flip side of that is like, how anybody's trying. Like, how old are you? How old are you? And how old is this person you taking home with you? Does she look like she's in your age group? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much things that could go wrong, could go right. You taking the person home, maybe you be concerned, maybe the person looks under the you know, under the influence of alcohol, whatever. I mean, this is an island. People should know everybody. I'd be like, hey, Ja, your daughter out here, she looking a little sluggish. What you want me to do? You want to come for she? You want me to drop her home? Like, it's not it's not that we live in a state where sometimes you don't know who is who and who belongs to who. Cousin is this cousin? Like,
are we even doing that anymore though? Like back in the day, you could not get away with a lot of the stuff if you got seen. You get what I'm saying? Like back in the day, sneaking was sneaking for real. Like, but now it's like you can't tell certain parents about their child. So we even losing that community village. Yeah, it's different from the States. It's more community oriented home than in the States. But even that is seeming to shift.
You could lose me. When it comes to children's safety, I'm gonna do what I think is the right thing to ensure the child is safe. If you have a problem with me after the fact, that's on you. But I'm gonna do what I need to do for a child. Like that, I think there's no question in my mind about that.
Listen to me.
My kids don't even go to a place and I don't know who they're going with, who the parent is, what a name is, what a number is, who bringing them back home. And that has created a structure for me with my kids that I always do. I could be home and know that they're safe or they're in good hands. And I could give you a good example. A couple months ago, my son was in a minor accident with his friend, his childhood friend. They got in a minor accident. I get phone calls of my child in an accident. I was like, my child can't be in an accident because my child ain't coming to tell me in an accident. And people tell me, no, your child's in an accident. His friend's parent was already on the scene. The mom is a nurse. She don't evaluate all the kids in the car. She don't treat, make sure everybody was safe, whatever. And my son was like, oh, well, mommy, I didn't call you because so-and-so mom was here. And she said, well, are we good? So I will go and tell you when I get home. Like, he so know that I trust this lady that he didn't think that he had to immediately, which I did correct him, like, that's something you should still tell me. But he didn't, he felt like he was in safe hands. I can't say that for every parent.
No.
For somebody's other parents.
Listen to me. All right, real quick. Story time, real quick. So we cannot just assume that everybody gonna say something, because I was staying with my mother. This is back in 2013, around village time, right? My sister, my younger sister, obviously I'm the oldest, went with the next door neighbor to village down in West. We were in LBJ at the time. Tell me why the next day I wake up to my mother yelling, going off, because the woman they're home sleeping on. The next morning she's comfy at her house and my sister is not home. This lady left out with my sister and came back without her.
Must have been nice.
Listen, everybody don't move that way. So we can't just assume that.
But you shouldn't assume, that's what we're saying. Like, that's why you have a responsibility to.
But again, does that go back to the point that we were saying that, like, things have gotten crazier? You know what I'm saying? Like, have they gotten worse or have they improved with social media? You get what I mean? Like,
okay, so I got a question for Nisi as a woman.
Oh boy.
I gonna touch that topic, and John, know where you coming from. I tell you, I gonna touch it, so I gonna touch it now that you there on the ear. These young females and the quote unquote new dress code. Respect females, society, Virgin Islands. How do you feel about it? I talk about all the buns out, funds out games, like it's a joke, like I am man. And my preference might not be a next man preference. Yeah,
Mhm.
it'll be cute. I might say I get on a little a romper, or we call it, that's what I call it, a romper, or the case may be, and I be like, wow, it look cute and she, but it look cute and she, ain't look cute and she as my woman. It does look cute and she. Doesn't get her clothes on a mannequin and it look good and the mannequin and it should stay and the mannequin. You know what I mean? It's like I had a funny kind of guy. So now at one point in time, I went for the streets. I was a G man wearing. I was a G man wearing. Then the tough in San Farm. Then the tough in Grove. Like to go falling on a Friday. I own a black G man. Jeans and sneakers. There was a point in my life. So them kind of girl were my type. I want them kind of girl.
Okay.
Because after the party is the what? After party.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So that were the fun times. Now that I'm older, I like the more conservative business casual look.
You said business casual.
I'm so
Yeah,
sick
business
of you.
casual.
So a woman like this year, a woman like this year wouldn't catch your eye then.
Where red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, red
A whole
flag,
So
section.
so
red
let's
flag.
talk about it. And this
I
day,
want I I want to guess how much tattoos you have. I don't want to be able to count them
beforehand,
verbatim.
you don't want to know beforehand.
Yeah.
Can we tell women
What? This
what
one.
to wear? Is it anything goes or what?
So are you asking me in terms of like just how women dress now, period? Or you just talking about like you talking
The
about for
period,
like
like
young girls?
then to know. Should every fashion be just that fashion? Like, is I mean, when I ask a female about something, I don't ask. I them do me and them do the afraid to ask nothing. Me care how vex you be, me care how much you get your feelings. I am going to ask the question. I is that guy. I gonna say you think you look good? Turn around for me. I'm gonna tell you, man, move so a little bit, man. I gonna watch you. I'll tell my profile maybe because I want to know what part you really think you going in that. No, story time, give me the bell, ding the bell, ding the bell, ding the bell, ding the bell, John,
You
ding,
want me to
story
answer
time.
your question before
Wait,
you go
wait,
to
wait.
story time?
Too late.
Okay, once upon a time in Mexico, I live with a woman and I was playing the father role to share how children living, I working, I paying tax for they too, you know what I mean? Father ain't really the wrong, I the man in the house. So this one particular day, they say we get out. Cool. One cheeky pass in her outfit. And these girls have been like, the oldest one was like 12, 11 at that point. The younger one would have been like 9. And they have on this romper thingy. And it was kind of short. Then girl was young, had a little straps to the side like that from a brown kind of thing with the jeans thing, yeah, one of them there. But like the romper style with the little sharp pants.
Okay.
And she could have been over. So I feel me vex now. The mother come out and I had them matching they are the same thing. So now I sit down and started to take off my clothes. And she's like, babe, but could you take off your clothes? I tell her live. If I believe I get any place with me in my truck, in them outfit there, I could go by myself, me getting a while. Not me. No, sir. I
See,
can't do that pressure there.
see,
And I stand my ground.
Kevin is the quintessential Caribbean man. I'm a little bit more modern in a lot of ways. But I think what we're trying to get to, because you didn't even let me see answer the first question. Can you tell
You
your
asked
woman
like
how to
7
dress?
questions.
Can you tell your woman how to dress? Let's get to that day. Respectability in dress then till now. Can I just wear anything and we shouldn't say anything? I think that's what he's getting at.
I disagree.
Yeah, that's what I get.
I disagree with the sentiment in terms of you like can't say anything. And I say that because if you don't want me to tell you how to wear, go to work how I feel like how you want to dress. Where will you want to go to some of these people's jobs? You won't have these jobs you have. because there's rules and requirements in certain places that you have to go to certain establishments. You have to be dressed a certain way, right? And if you don't, there's consequences. And I think that that's just a logical thought process to have, that everyone should have. And it's not limited to how you dress, but it's not exempt either. That's why these kids have school uniforms, right? I want to hear these parents complaining, oh, what they want to get them skirt to the knee for, because that's what they require. When I go to my job, if I want to go outside, I have to put on PPE. That's what they require if I go in the field. I can't go out in my sleeveless shirt and my regular glasses to go out in there and my earring. And no, I have to take those things off and put on what is required to go into the field. If you're working in refineries and things that in confined spaces, you have to have on Tyvek suits, and you go walk in chemical with no proper PPE on. You think you gonna get bun? You think you could go deliver mail without the USPS Postal Service uniform in the van that they want you to wear? If that's what you want to wear? Like, that's not how the world operates. You ever see flight stewardess in jeans and t-shirt? They got a whole uniform to do their job. So while we're telling people that they can't do something, I think there's conversations that should happen, especially if you're having it in your family. If it's your partner, whatever, it's that you should be having this conversation. I should be allowed to say, I don't say, babe, like me, like that, we going out to dinner. Where you going? And socks and slippers. We ain't going.
Okay.
Socks and slippers with me? You ever see me dressed up? I don't wear them things to dinner. You don't have no shoes? But I can't sit there and then expect him not to say something else in return for something I might wear. Now, will I take it off or not? That's our conversation to decide. Or if he changes or not, that's our conversation to decide. But I will vocalize, like, hey, where we're going, that's not the appropriate attire. Exactly. Like, babe, you should wear this shirt because this is what's going to look good. You're going to compliment me. And blah, blah. Like, there's ways to have these conversations. And we should be teaching ourselves and our children to have this time and place. When you go beach, you have on your bathing suit, your thong, whatever. But if I train a birthday party for my minor child, me ain't going to the bathing suit, me ain't going with no thong to the beach to throw a party for my child. I'll have on a bathing suit, but it'll be appropriate. That's just me though. You know, like, so that picture you just saw, you're just pissing me off all over again today.
So I'm a little nuanced in my views. Yes, I'm from the Caribbean, but I find that I don't view things like the hardcore Caribbean men. I'm a little more nuanced. Like, I am with Nisi on, it depends on if it's appropriate. Like, Shivana asked a question. Was she dressed like that when you met her? If you were dressing like that and it attracted me, chances are I'd like to see you in that. If you're with me, I'm cool. My only thing is the timing appropriate for you to wear that though? You could come out with me and dress sexy as you want to. You're with me. I can at least protect you if something should happen. Don't go out without me like that, though. I should be able to say that. And also, don't wear that bullshit to a fucking family photo shoot, goofy. I should also be able to say that, though.
Agree.
And the reason I asked that, Jar, is because I have been tasked with this question more than once in numerous situations. And the answer to be, oh, you insecure, you don't need to worry, I look sexy, why I can't be confident, I coming back home to you, ain't like I can't do nothing. I'm like, that's not even the conversation. Time and place.
So could she wear it with you though? Can she dress sexy like how you met her with you?
If I'm there, and I mean, as a man, I've learned you can knock down every fashion a woman wants to wear, because some women have low self-esteem issues, as some men, and certain outfit makes them feel pretty or make them feel like. So when you take that away from her, it becomes like you hate it, or you just. So now it's like you got to go along with it to a point. But not every time you going out with your girlfriend them and having these girl night outs and going to these events and day parties And every time you look, your ass out. No, ain't gonna happen. You're gonna be single after a while. 'Cause I ain't putting up with that.
I hope we get some men in the chat. What we can't do as men, right? You can't meet a vixen and then try to turn her into a nun after you get with her. Like that there is not cool. You can't meet
Yeah.
a sexy woman that used to dress and banging body and all of this, and now you got her dressing like a housemaid. Like you definitely shouldn't be doing
Well,
that.
nah, I don't wanna dress like Aunt Jemima, but she can't dress
You
like
can't but that though. If that's how she's accustomed to dressing, if that's how you meet her, right? And you guys are going on
Candice
dates and she
Hush.
continually
Candice Hush.
dresses that way.
Candice Hush.
He went- Let me tell you about Momo. I
Ja.
had a Momo the
Ja.
other day and I attracted quite a few people. So that Momo that still attract people too, okay? So don't undermine the Momo
Exactly.
and do that.
Lot of women getting pregnant in mumus. But go
And
ahead.
that, I mean,
Go ahead, make a point. See,
but you know, it's just to say, like, if she continually and you consistently see she dresses like that, and then now you guys are in a serious relationship, you can't be like, oh, don't dress like that no more. Like that's how she always dresses. Now, if you have some, like you said, time and place, a variety where she dresses like that when she goes certain places, she have her business casual when she going out to brunch or lunch or whatever that may be, then she has a variety of she knows how to dress in certain different spaces, and that's okay. And yes, sometimes people dress a certain way because they have self-esteem issues. Men do it too. They don't like it. A lot of men don't even do pedicures. Their feet them look crusty like the earth and the soil and the land, so they cover them in socks and slippers all the time. You know, and some guys might be, some guy might be balling, he wearing hat all the time. He want like this. Men have insecurities too, right? But I think we as women do a more job of trying to like support and your insecurities. That I'm not saying everybody, but men usually just change or me why you wearing them thing. Like there's a different way to have the conversation that might allow her to be to take your viewpoint and respond to it. Maybe she might, maybe she won't. But ain't always have to be, I mean, why you just that no more? Who you going out to see? Like, babe, I want when you dress like that is with me, so I could just, there's different ways to have these conversations. And will it always work? I won't say yes. But I'm sure for
You
the
see what
most
Candice
part,
said?
it's
You
effective.
see what Candice just said? See what Candice just said? If he like you, he gonna like you, Candice. Exactly.
He gonna like,
You
I
don't have
agree.
to. You don't have to go out your house looking like you're working my hobby club every time you go out.
Which club? Man, that ain't closed a while now.
But you know what I mean.
the thing about it is though, right? Yes, men gonna approach you regardless. We're gonna approach you
Absolutely.
regardless. Like that's. But the thing is, sometimes she's wearing it for her. Like it makes her feel. Like I always said, lingerie is not for us. They're wearing that shit for them, and they want the compliments. They want to see how you look, your eyes popping out your head when you see it, and now it's for them. So let me put this question to you. So Kevin, I say how about club? All right, so Kevin,
Listen,
how do you feel? Do you agree with those dudes that actually get with a girl dressing like that? He met her sexy, it turned him on, he got with her now, that's my girl. And now he's like, you can't wear that stuff no more. But he still likes to see women that dress like that. He'll like pictures and stuff like that. What do you think about
the
that?
wasp.
It's rough. And I know, and this is gonna laugh because I know girls that say, "Oh, me want a drug dealer, but she like to watch Power."
No, that is not the same. That is not the same thing, dog. That is not the same.
I try in here. I just
No, that's not the same thing. But Nisi does love the roughnecks. She does. We can say, yeah, you do. You love them Grove West type niggas. You love them.
girl.
Let's be honest. She don't. Oh, so she want a porn star. She want a porn star with a black tee and a gun. But
Don't forget the Gucci chain. Don't forget the Gucci chain.
Nah, now you got to. I don't like the Gucci shoes.
but he gotta wear real shoes, no slippers, real shoes.
I'm not saying he can't wear slippers. I'm saying that is not an every occasion outfit. I hate to
The easy
say,
man. That's an easy go. Black shirt,
but
jeans, and an Air
you would
Max.
be
And an Air Max
surprised.
and you go to come in.
But you
No,
would be surprised how some men, just because some women be like, oh, what you want, like the same conversation. I've had I've had men tell me the same thing, like what you said. Women say, like, oh, you want me to change? Sir, I go in some place where I have to stop my passport. You think you come with me dressed like that? You could stay sick. You could stay sick just how you want, but don't ask me which bygone.
And you see, I can appreciate it as a man because being a man that I am, I hate to see guys go out with their girls in these nice dress and heels and he got a t-shirt and jeans and sneakers. No, no, it doesn't compliment her. No. Once upon a time when I was a la once upon a time when I was a lala, I've been a lala a couple of times and I did with a girl. If I get out with my partner, I gonna wear t-shirt, jeans. She allowed me to be myself. Let me put it that way. When I was getting out with her, she would say, babe, what you gonna wear? Ja, my answer was, whatever you put for me to put on, I am going to wear it. I am out with you. I at your time. A lot of man ain't gonna do that.
that's true. That's true. It's
Jerica, you're
true.
deaf?
what what the fuck is that? All right, so it's true. A lot of, and you know what? I'm gonna admit it. Sometimes we need to be taught by our woman how to step into that because she may have found you in a certain dress that you're used to and you're comfortable and she likes you, but we do need to be versatile and that takes some learning, especially if you use a lala, use a
La la
lala.
la.
So
But that's
you
the
La
know,
la
same
la.
for men, though. That's what I'm saying. Because the
no,
same
that's
thing he
what I'm
said.
talking
That
about. Man,
no, I know you said women, but I want the women to hear me that when men say that, it's not because you're one dimensional in how you're dressing. Some of these men know how to dress, and when they go out, when they home, and when they out, and you need to be able to accommodate that. Like he taking you any place where that you don't know the difference between how you need to dress. Like you have to wear your bonnet everywhere you go, and no, like this, you wear your bonnet absolutely, but it's not an every occasion outfit. That's like I need dimensions,
okay, okay, all right.
and I think it's only fair for men to ask the same thing of their women. Like I want dimensions.
Yeah, we don't always want to see you in that stuff, and every occasion does not fit that. But if you don't know, Kevin is a very healthy advocate for men, and I want to transition to this next topic because I get two more, and then we good, right? So you're the quintessential Caribbean man, right? And you're hearing all
Mhm.
these women talking about all the man them sassy. They don't even like woman no more, and this, that, and the third. Where do you fall on that sassy man apocalypse talk? You know? What? That's a
That's a
substitute.
soft
A
teeth.
cat?
That's a big soft teeth.
That's not like a cat. That's not like a dying
A
cat.
lot of these women, I thank you for the men about who are actually afraid to talk to the woman or afraid to get put in their place because they're afraid the woman them. I am not the typical man that's going to be a yes man. No, no baby. Not me. If I feel it's wrong, I'm going to say it's wrong. Men need to be vocal about what we will tolerate and we will not tolerate. So it won't be a question at the end.
What?
Me, as a bachelor now,
All
but
right.
I have, and I'm gonna be real. I mean, I gonna be, you know it for real. I don't put it on my page. I don't hide. I got a woman on my page. I mean, my friend, they know me. I gonna be me. I, Kevin Allen, me. I ain't saying that a woman that I'm interested in can have a man, but I have been on both sides of the spectrum. I've been the harder and the horny. So I know the logistics of the game. Fellas, do not allow a woman to tell you no BS what she gonna walk husband or some cousin that you don't know about from no part of the family tree. Or yeah, I get with my coworkers. Every week she go with coworkers. Papa, one of her coworker brother, he cousin, a partner for the job, somebody that you ain't know about that she should talk to, they and that food run. And she gonna tell you about Mary, she gonna tell you about Becky, she gonna tell you about Quinn, and the one that you know, right? But what you ain't know, I ever watch it. A lot of time these girls that got to events, say they gone by themselves or they gone to a dinner with their friend them. And all the girl them in the picture, they're there. But who take the picture? We don't know. It is the man. Yeah, it is he. You know he. The Hana man. The parents should complain about you. I tell her what you don't do and what you don't this. I like every job. I've been there. I've done that. I've been that guy. So nobody can tell me. I've done it before. Yeah.
Let me
I'm honest about my I'm honest about it.
let me
Scout's honor.
let me reel
I've
this
been
back
that guy.
Appreciate your honesty, bro. Let me reel this back in. So when it comes to sassy man, this is what I'm referring to.
I saw a girl say it's sassy for a nigga to drive with two hands. She was like, it's safe, but it's It said sassy for a nigga to use an umbrella. We can't be driving. Bro, like what? They said nigga can't run for the bus. A girl say it's sassy if a nigga want to see her too much. I'm like, what? What the fuck do y'all want? That's crazy.
So we have come to a point in time where everything that men do is labeled as sassy. Do I agree that there are sassy men? Yes. However, it's gotten so out of hand, it's to the point that some of the stuff that gets said is comical. I eat ice cream. I'll admit it. Even that sassy now. So I can't even enjoy a cold, frozen, you know what I'm saying, dessert. You know what I mean? It's to the point you take a woman out. You even ordering a dessert makes you sassy. Even drinking a margarita.
How?
Uh,
How though? How? So I'm supposed to go to the bar, I don't want a Hennessy on the rocks. That makes me
yes,
more manly.
you might not even do the rocks. You might gotta leave the rocks. Just straight, neat.
So I can't go to dinner with Nisi and say I want a piece of cheesecake. That's sassy.
Nisi, what you think?
Nisi gonna feed it to you. What are you talking about?
Ooh.
I don't understand. Like I think the majority of females are confused. They don't even
So
know
them
what a
girls
real man is
think that they're
anymore.
going with Chris to order Hennessy and the rocks. What do you think they're getting? Ciroc and Sprite and Ruth. That's what they're going to order. You leave your house to order from Ruth Chris. That is sit out. And they don't do
I
tasting,
have
right?
I have I have I have spoken to females that don't know where Touche is. They don't know where Galangal is.
Mhm.
They don't know the Galleon is. And from we speaking, and you don't know Pardon Place B, I know what kind of man you like. So
You
call me
don't
sassy.
you don't judge she.
Huh?
You don't judge the girl off of what she been.
Because it's like you carry a girl out to dinner and they're like, oh wow, I've never been here before. Where have you been? Um I, hear me this. I can't remember the place name because I don't know it no more. Across from the library
Which
in town.
one?
What name there again? Right
Bombay?
across from the library in town.
Bombay?
Bombay.
Bambi.
They've been to Bombay. Everybody goes to Bombay. Trying to get creative. Step your game up.
Oh shit! So you are sophisticated man now. You pass me.
No, it's all about, and this is to our females. Don't let anybody fool you. A man gonna take you to a place where he feel your worth.
Mm,
So
mm.
a partner of mine asked me where is a good place to go eat. So me being me, I tell the man, touche. When the man call me cussing. Why he cussing? Other people charge me 150, $75 a person for the reservation. I say, yeah, because I have that place to go to place, put in reservation, and then don't shop. That's customers they losing. So they got secure their money for their seat. That's the real world, dog. Like that's the real world. Like,
So here's
you
a
got
thing that we could do. What do you think about mentoring the young men in stuff like this, though? Do you think that would
wait,
improve our the
me and
virtuality?
you, me and you, me and you could do that. And I want we could have a little tutorial for these guys because it's not every girl in your phone catalog needs to go to Touche. Number one, some of them deserve to go to Bombay,
So too.
and some of them deserve the McDonald's they get for lunch every day. Let's be real.
So
I
mentorship,
be honest.
yeah.
I be honest. And this is what you mean. Like he did not just say that. Yes, the hell I did.
No, you're not lying though. You ain't.
Men need to learn to know your worth. Stop laying these constantly eyelash wearing Rihanna wannabes. Tell you what a man is. Stop it. Stop it. Stop laying these girls that can't buy themselves lobster telling you what you must buy them to eat. When last week lobster for the year? Have you bought lobster for yourself? Do you know what it costs? Because they can't
I'm
afford it.
allergic.
But she gonna tell me,
I'm
she
allergic.
gonna tell me, she gonna tell me I must carry she for lobster. What? Who you is? Who you don't walk?
Ah, take
I am not
CKFC.
Kevin.
You can't take everybody for seafood. So there it is. Men's mentorship. Why do you think we don't have that there? But women have mentorship programs. They got all types of things.
Because
Don't we?
because when we sit down as men and speak about how we feel and try to look out for each other, we're sassy.
Mm, mm. So what do you think about these examples of sassy, the both of you? We should rotate opening the door for one another, breaking out of jail to hang with dudes, selfies on dates, gossiping about females.
Oh, okay,
But
Siobhan,
it's
what Siobhan
examples
say
I
what?
have experience. We have rotate. Open the door.
Rotate opening the door for each other, partner breaking out of jail to go hang with man, taking selfies while he on the date, and gossiping about women. Gossiping.
Open the
Define
door for one
gossiping.
another. I don't think
Define gossiping.
Gossiping is a pretty clear explanation, man. Come on now, Melly. Sharing Melly that kissing and telling.
I mean, but no, I don't kiss and tell.
But that's what I'm
And
saying. Niggas be doing that.
yeah, for me, even if the woman kiss and tell, like if I mess with you and you tell a friend, tell a friend, how my boy Akilo go on? Next caller, please. Next caller. We're doing. No, we ain't doing that.
Okay.
Me tell you to tell your friend, Bambi. Me ask you to me. No, your friend ain't my friend. Don't do that.
Yeah. Man with any type of melee, really, it is sassy to me. So yeah, we're gonna talk offline about the men's mentorship because I think that's
Yeah,
real.
we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that. We're gonna get a class for these
this is
men.
very
I
cool.
mean,
I'll tell Jill
I
that I
mean,
would do this sassy as shit though.
No, but ain't no
yeah.
reason to be up at 7, 8 a.m. and you hanging with man on Ashanti. You like man. That's me. You like man. Like you got a girl at the house.
The
You
views,
made $35. You made
the
$35.
views
You know all
expressed in
men.
this podcast.
No, man.
I
Listen.
mean, ja, let's be real. Like, I mean, I have opened the door for females,
Okay.
and that doesn't protect her in me. I
Yeah.
hate to see men walking with a female and he have her on the roadside.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
should be on the inside of him.
Facts.
I open doors. I feel if I walk a female to a car, whether it's my car or her car, I am going to walk around, make sure her door is closed. She starts her car and at least drives off before I walk away.
Okay.
If I drop a girl home, I am going to stay there parked up until she gets in her house.
Okay, talk to. But you see, these are things that we shouldn't shame men for necessarily because a lot of us don't know. Like, I had an episode and, like, okay, women get taught what the man should do. Men don't necessarily get taught what we should be doing.
What am I to do?
Like, and then I had a woman on the show and I asked her, okay, you have all these rules and regulations for what the partner should do. Do you know what you should do? Like when I go around and I open the car door, what should you do? She didn't know.
Lean over.
Lean over and open mind. But she knows everything, every step of the way for the date, what I supposed to do as the man though. So we need to be instilling these things in them on both sides. Not just what you should expect, but what you should do in response.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and those will be the females that they want a man that is 6 foot tall. He gotta be making this. He gotta be getting the bag and all that other stuff. Well, she don't know when last she do her feet under her wig or hair nappy. If she don't know when last she ain't had her makeup, and she want to tell we what we as a man should do to please she. Like it's crazy to me. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That man get nicknamed.
That man said, why you never do that for she?
Oh shit.
You
Oh
getting
shit.
called out now? You getting
You're
called
talking
out
all that about her body
You
and
calling
things.
him all night,
You
you
never
getting
open the door.
called out.
Dulcina, to answer your question, we good now as adults now. When in school and when you're tight, you are let them good niggas and I was holding up for you. I was goofy, I been a nod. You know it was, I was Mr. Dackers and Bally's and I been a pretty boy, sharp to the T, but I wasn't tough back then. I wasn't vocal back then. And females like you is what made me what I am today, so I love you. No, I don't care. I don't.
Yo,
I outside.
yo, he been holding that fuck for years.
You good? We need a therapy session after this. Like,
No, no, it's cool. It's cool. It's over.
woo,
But I hope that ain't my
Woo-sa.
You get more? You got a little bit more?
woo,
I don't. I mean, I have a type as a man.
Okay.
I like Puerto Rican girl. I like girl with color and so naturally. Well, Dulcina growing up, woo, chocolate. Yeah, that girl from Red Brick. Yeah, if you didn't know, now you know.
That Brick City, yo, hey.
Yeah, Abdul's sister. Yeah,
Somebody said I have seen grown men sitting on the passenger side of the car, giggling on the phone, not giggling, and homegirl outside pumping the gas.
yeah. I've seen that. But that's what I want, Ja. We can't get blamed for that. That's what she want. I have gone and see girls putting his ear in a tire. And his foot on the dashboard. His foot is on the dashboard, Ja. His foot is on the dashboard. He cock up and she put air in her own tire. That's what they like. That is what they like. Don't complain. Because she did with one man, she did with 2 men, she did with 3 men, she did with all of them. Same type of man. That's what type.
It's true. It's true. Now that's a fact. Like when you hear a woman that like date 35, right? And up. I ain't never been on a date. That sounds like a choice. I'm sorry. That sounds like a choice. Like you're not making them take you on dates. You're not
No,
required.
that sounds like she had to wait until she met 35 to know that she deserved to go on a date. She was comfortable. You see, close your eyes. I'm about to say this. She was comfortable jumping in Pana car and getting some Wendy's and getting Lagoon. Simple. That was her date.
Wendy's and Lagoon
And
is
that's
still a
fine.
thing?
And that's fine. That's what she like. And that's fine.
There's
Or she feel comfortable getting pick up and going for a drive and not pay a penny. That's fine. That's a date. Ain't what we call a date. No, But that was a date back then.
That's
And it
romantic.
was just okay.
That's
That's
romantic.
romantic.
Boy.
You get to watch the ocean, hear the
Exactly.
ocean talk to you, watch the moon. It was a vibe.
On some music.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
I said Wendy's and Lagoon is crazy. But she
Man.
can't have no. Spicy chicken with
Wendy's open late night, Siobhan. They open late night.
spicy chicken with
Yeah,
cheese.
they close at 1 o'clock.
Exactly. So she done slam. She didn't even put back on her panties and she eating good. It's a good day.
She go home, bed and go sleep.
Exactly. Now we got one more.
She get fed both ways.
You get fed me?
What she complaining? Both ways. What she complaining about? That's what she want. Yes, Missy, I'm that guy. I ain't gonna pacify myself to make these females feel like I was right. Half of them want to complain to you. Fellas, next thing. Listen again. Stop letting these females putting you in the friend zone and being their therapist. Send them to a therapist. She's going to complain about partner to you for 2-3 hours. She's going to cry. You're going to be the good guy to help her wipe her tears. And at 2 o'clock, the same man she complained about, yeah, you're gonna be the one getting it at 2 a.m. You don't kind of kill the anger she had for partner. A partner gonna go by she at 2 o'clock in the morning, and in the morning, she gonna get a smile on the face, and you gonna swear it was a conversation. Now my boy is partner pass through. Partner pass through. We got island therapy solutions. We got all kind of thing. Let them go there.
This might get
Stop
a
playing.
where you said it should go? Where the place it should go?
Island therapy solutions or something. Go look at doctor. Don't be a therapist.
All right.
And I talk from experience, Ja. I don't talk the thing. I don't talk nothing for the man them. As no joke, like me being through it. I've been through everything I speak on, I have lived it. I've been the lala.
The lala.
I've been the lala.
Different. Using it different. I can't keep up with lala. You're just using it so many different ways.
Candice.
So when I
Candice.
go, might do
Candice.
one la la because don't ask me what I mean. Because if you don't know, you don't know.
Hey.
I've been the la la. Okay.
So what do you do if you want to be the partner that passed through? What do you do?
Be a bum.
Ooh.
They like bum.
Ooh.
If I see that meme with the pool, hey, hi, how are you? Yeah, I don't work. And then he or she in the bedroom afterwards, that's what they like. They like bums.
I've never seen that meme. That's a different kind of meme.
Don't worry. I gonna look for it and send it to Jack on tag you in it so you can see.
I know what he's talking about. All right, we got one more for the night, man. Can this one know who hurt you, my boy? Several people. Bums have time. That's why they can drop you off, come pick you up from work late, and smash. They got energy too. The hurt is fresh, so don't say the hurt. A reset cut.
Nah, my girl, not Siobhan. I over that. But I'm man enough to don't hide behind a wall. And I guess because I talking now, I sassy Ja. That's what the class sassy. We talking like this, men expressing what women do we. Instead of taking our blows like a man in the call it, we sassy.
Nah, they won't call you sassy. Not for this right now. Are you talking true?
I want to try. Let it try, no? Let it try. I'll answer them.
All right, one more. This one came from Kevin himself because it had me questioning. Is this true? Because it's coming from a woman. You gotta let us know in the chat. Is this true?
To replace stepdads are men that women wouldn't want if they didn't have kids.
For sure, they're selling it.
It's because they're trying to get a man to replace what they don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Their baby daddy leave. They're like, damn, like I'll be lucky to get whatever I can get. Let me go back to this one. He wanted me. Let me go back to that one. He wanted me.
I know he's a good guy.
And I know he's a good guy.
Yep.
I done had 2 kids with this bum who not taking care of him. So let me see if he want me again. And you know, there's a lot of men that fall for that. And that's the thing. Why would you want to take care of another man's child?
Cut it out, man.
All right.
Run
talk
that
to me.
again for me, John. John, run that for me.
Yes, again. All right. All right.
Yeah, I feel like I missed something.
To replace stepdads are men that women wouldn't want if they didn't have kids.
For sure, they're settling.
It's because they're trying to get a man to replace what they don't have. Their baby daddy leave. They're like, damn, like I'll be lucky to get whatever I can get. Let me go back to this one. He wanted me. Let me go back to that one. He wanted me.
I know he's a good guy.
And I know he's a good guy.
Yep.
I done had 2 kids with this bum who not taking care of him. So let me see if he want me again. And you know, there's a lot of men that fall for that. And that's the thing. Why would you want to take care of another man's child?
What are we talking about? The man said they like bums. She just came back through and solidified. What we saying? While Nisi gathers herself, what do you think? What do you think? You think this is true about stepdaddies?
I feel like everybody, not everybody, and people, I'm sure people feel that way about me. So me like that, right? But not everybody who could talk should be in a podcast talking. How was that?
Something playing in the background, like you try and listen to yourself.
That gotta be Kevin TV or something.
We're too good at this to be doing that. Another woman claiming to speak for everyone. She likes bums. She likes bums. So, Kevin, what do you think, sir?
I mean, everybody makes mistakes, but how many mistakes you gonna make in a sequence? So for me now, a lot of females will complain, my baby daddy ain't shit. How much children you got for them, man? 1, 2. So at one point in time, did you realize he wasn't shit? Because he had to A B shit from the first one. He didn't just
They're gonna say he changed.
over the years.
Changed.
Yeah, he just I think up until sometimes these women to be delulu. They check it. They're a bit delusional about this situation. And they're trying to force things that are not meant to be forced. So they end up with these guys who don't really care about them, and they make children for these guys. And because they make a child for him, they feel a child is a form of love. And they hold on to the child, and they hold on to the man. And it's like, by the time you get yourself, you got 3, 4 children from a man that you don't really love, or don't really love you. But it's too late. Now, I have played the stepfather role more than once.
Okay.
Once more than the rest. And some of those kids are grown, mid-20s, early 20s, and one of them, out of the 4, one that still call me dad, she'll call me pai, she'll look out for me, she got a son, she consider me her son, grandfather, and that's not my biological child. And ain't got a soul could tell me that my dad. That's my own mother. Because I was there, I was present. I was at all the school games, parental conference. I was when the mother done, I was still there present in her life. I never missed a birthday. She went through a tribulation. She could always call me for advice. And to me, sometimes that's what a father is. A father in the sperm donor that bring in the wall. A father in, particularly the man that your mother breathed for. A father is the man that grew you into who you are.
Ooh. Okay. That boy that didn't go the way you thought it was gonna go, did you? Go ahead.
That's my perspective on it. So
No,
now,
and that's a great perspective.
It'll hurt me to see situations where a man, and I would not wish this even on my own enemy, I hate to see situations where a man is raising a child, thinking it's his child, and then boom, DNA test, you're not the father. And then some of these men be so hurt that they abandon that child. Or, hey man, get to a man who you better give it to. I feel that is wrong. The child has done you no wrong. A real man would continue to love that child like he never knew it wasn't his. At the end of the day, it's yours.
Ooh.
Is it fair?
That's
Is it fair? Not ain't fair. But that's not for your conscience. That's for her conscience. Because now she need to explain to that child what she do wrong. You should not abandon that child. That child is just that. A child.
Well,
That's my view on it.
I respect your opinion, and like I said, it didn't go the way it was looking like it was headed. So I applaud you for that. That was a good ass perspective.
I thought we were gonna jump off another cliff. I had my safety gear just now in case we fall off another cliff.
Yeah,
it
got rocky. It got rocky there. But let me say this. I don't believe. Hear me out. I don't believe that you can want to be a mentor to children, but not want to be a stepfather. Like, I think they're in the same realm. Like you said, Kevin, the father is the person that was there and showed up and stuff like that there. So to say that the stepdaddy was a guy she settled for, I mean, I'm sure that's true in some cases. Every stereotype has, their people.
Yes.
But not to control job. But at the end of the day, the man has a choice. You have a choice to, because I don't tell you life. I have messed with females that have children, and many children have no interaction at all because it might have been of an age bracket. Like if I meet you with a son that is 16, 15, me trying to be a father at that age. Like you becoming a man. That's asking for problems. Ain't no 15-year-old boy, 16-year-old boy gonna take a man just coming from no place out of the street and try and play daddy. Now for younger kids now, it might work. Talking from experience.
Yeah.
Because I've been there, done that. I've had a 7-year-old tell me after the little bastard, after them feedy, clothy, the only thing for me, the father don't do. Because I try to correct him, he gonna go and pass and tell me, oh, you ain't my father.
You see?
And before the mother corrected him, she sat there and watched him disrespecting me. What about that?
But
so, and as a man, you're taking a risk. It's your choice.
It's true. So that's the thing though. Like, that's the thing that we have to consider. And that's why they don't talk that way about stepfathers, because of those situations. And those situations where it's like, yeah, I want you to do everything for my child, like they're your child, except for discipline them or except for this thing. And it shouldn't work that way. If you want me to treat them like my child, you need to let me, right? But they have situations like that. Now, as far as the stepfather thing, and you find out that the child ain't yours, that I could never tell any man that took that devastating blow that to just go ahead and raise a child. The reason why I say that is for stuff like this. Siobhan says, my uncle has still not recovered from finding out he was not the father, and it was 20 years ago. Listen, the blow that you take from that day, I could only imagine what you see when you look at the child now. Before you found out, you saw your child. After, you could be seeing betrayal. You could be seeing resentment. You could be seeing the hurt that this person has put on you. And then Jerica says the child grew up thinking you are their dad. You thought that too. That's not their fault. It's nobody's fault but the woman who put the baby on that man. That's the thing. It's not his fault either. And you can't help how you feel after finding out that this isn't your child. That's why I won't tell them just go ahead. Because listen, if a mother could have a child, right? get into all type of thing with the father, break up with the father, and now resent the child that came from it. How can you expect a father not to have that sort of situation? I don't think it's fair to tell them just go ahead and take care of the baby, man. That I like you said, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, because it's two people being hurt, and it wasn't their fault. But that's just me.
Like I personally think that there should be a law. I think there is something in place now. I'm not too sure that they're doing DNA testing at birth.
They should.
I think they should,
I'm for sign me up to sign up.
because I
I don't need the
know
testing, but
right
I
now,
agree.
if a female goes to try to put you on child support, now, yeah, that child I get tested.
But I think it should be done at birth. I don't
At
think it
birth.
should be
Birth.
when they go on child support. And as a woman, and as a woman that has children, and as a woman who has a daughter, I don't take it lightly. But anything that I have in my name, I had to verify before I could claim it as my own, whether I wanted to verify it or not. If I want a house, a car, a plane ticket, even when I buy my plane ticket and I don't verify it's me to buy a ticket, when I go to the airport, I got to show my ID, I got to go to TSA, I got to show the agent at the gate. Like, I have to verify every single thing my name is attached to, but we don't expect men to verify that it's their children. Yes, of course, it goes against the women, and you're claiming like, oh well, you're calling her out her name. Paternity code don't friggin' thrive to this day for no reason. It's because women are deceptive. Sometimes we think we're outside of our window, that when we step with one person, that the other person, that the two windows were wide enough that it's not the other person. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that I try not to, that goes into that, right? And I feel like, yeah, a man should know from birth. I want to say before birth, but that's more an invasive process, and I don't want to get into that. But when a child is born, for not only for the father to know for sure, there's genetic things that need to be tested from the jump in somebody's children that we should just be doing at birth anyway. Because some of us don't even know our genetic history to know what we're passing on to these kids for real. Like, sickle cell is I'll give a great example. Sickle cell is a real thing in our community. I didn't know before I had my daughter that I had the sickle cell trait. And I didn't know that if I had a child with somebody who has sickle cell trait too, I could have given my child sickle cell disease. Now, he didn't have the trait, so not all my kids have the sickle cell trait, but someone does, right? So my thing is, we don't even know, and I didn't know that until after they tested and told me, well, I had my daughter, that that's something that I could possibly do, right? So it's not even just that. We don't know these genetical things that are in our family tree, and we should be identifying these things from the jump. A man should sign a paper that says this is my child, should know without a question of a doubt is his child. Only the man should say, I don't want this child to get tested, is my child, and sign a paper. It should not be up to us.
Damn. Nisi got some
I
good
don't say that
points.
because, trust me, I ain't saying it because my child father asked me, and I checked in a date to child support office. He didn't like the date, but I was like, you will never ask me twice. Because he knew.
I've never heard
confirmation.
I've never heard an argument as to why though. So Nisi gave us all those reasons why we should. Can you think of one why we shouldn't?
Well, you shouldn't want the test?
Why you shouldn't test at birth?
Well, you shouldn't test the. I don't think there's a valid reason, because especially when it comes to genetic history, why you shouldn't test. Because if something happens to the child later, you still have to test later anyway. Exactly. But if you've already established this and it's done, especially when children are small and you're not sure what's going on, it's very helpful to just get data to see what's going on with children. I don't see a reason why would you not want to though?
You see? And
If
we're
you
not.
want to walk, I don't know. And like I said, it should be the man's decision to decide. I don't want to do this. That's how I feel about it. It should be his choice.
On the stepdaddy thing. Go ahead.
Over to them.
No,
I wish I had a good stepdaddy for my children now because this is ghetto out here. Where's my Russell Wilson? Like, you know, I wish I had one when they were small. The heck?
Oh my God.
These people still hating on Russell Wilson for raising a child the right way. If he were mistreating Future, what would I say? If this were really ultra mistreating Future, what would I say?
But genetic
testing of paternity is different thing, but establishing the paternity of the father can help in the testing of genetic traits if you so wish. They do test certain things when children are born anyway. It should be compared against both parents. That's just my opinion.
But I mean, if they could do all these other tests and that they're doing anyway, right, and come back with the results, and then they're like taking stem cells and all this other stuff, what is one more test? I don't see why it would be an issue. Security needs to be tight during testing, just in case the man is found not to. He needs to be told in another room with security there.
Yes.
I don't have an argument.
I know somebody that found out when their child was sick and they needed to donate. I'm not going to say what they needed to donate. The child needed something donated, and they had to test the family. And this man family
and they couldn't donate.
This man family members flew in case he wasn't a match for them to get tested too, just to ensure the child. And then he wasn't a father. And in the hospital, when he found out it wasn't his child, they had the audacity to tell him that he overreacted. That's the kind of things we don't think about that we're doing to these men. And I have sons.
And that'll be the sad part. That'll be the sad part because they don't fully well know. They don't know that in the man child. They don't know it's a pork child. They don't know Jah. They know. They know.
What kind of child?
A what?
Pork child.
Jah, where is you keeping track of these new words we learned today? Because I need my dictionary available.
Hey! Today's episode of Seeing Difference Podcast has been brought to you by the words Lala, pork child. What else we got? What else? By the words nigglets.
Yeah. But you could imagine they're gonna tell him that he's overreacting when his family is here. Like I think there were like 6 of them deep to get tested, all to make sure that this child have what.
I don't watch these shows. Like them Judge Judy and them different shows. So
I don't watch Paternity Code.
I don't watch.
I'm gonna be like, you gonna find out when it's just you are not the father.
and what should they comforted though?
I've watched guys that have a bond with these kids, and you could see that when they say he's not the father, this man is in a full-blown breakdown.
Yes.
And she's there like in nothing. And I'm like, I don't want to jump to the phone.
Anyway.
Yeah. I don't want to strangle her for him. Like, what? Like, where's your compassion? Where's your humanity? Who raised you?
But have you all noticed that they comfort the mother all the time? They don't
and I hate it so much. And then
because the man is being sassy.
What you were saying, Missy?
And I said, what I'm saying too is, why would you be upset that a good man wants to raise your child? That'll piss me off the most for women. When you have a man who wants to, he might not be a good man to be in a relationship with, not with you. But a man who wants to be a father, you're upset he wants to father your child that he made with you? Like, you vex?
But is
you're
that
you're making it complicated for him?
but is that the settling part? Because that's the man she don't want. She really want the guy that got her pregnant, but she got to deal with him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's for life now. Is that
it was always for life.
Well, in most cases, probably the man that she get it turned for was a married man.
that's possible? That's
Possible.
possible. A lot.
Yeah.
On these shows though, it'll kill me that the man will be there dying inside. He just found out this terrible news, and then they go and comfort the woman who knew she was cheating.
Like he don't count.
Exactly. And I think that is
And that's why that's why you see that's why we have so much men that are afraid to be fathers, men that are afraid to get married, men that are afraid to have healthy relationships because they think that every trick is just a trick. Like, yeah, you can't take them serious. We either be looking for women, right? Like wholesome women that want to go simple things. We want women that want to go for a walk on the beach and don't call it corny. Sit down and watch the ocean, have a conversation, and not be called sassy. Talk about our emotions, talk about work, talk about aspirations. But they don't allow you to. It's all about them. And that's a problem for me. Let me speak. Let me talk. Let me be me. And that's just being real. A lot of these females are niggers. They don't know how to be woman.
Why you say it with the R though? Why you said it with the hard R? Okay. On that note, let's go ahead and wrap this deal. Hey, why you said it with the R though? All right.
I need to open a dark room or something, okay? Or something.
Hey, so in case you're wondering, we're gonna wrap up with the final words, but in case you're wondering, listen, this men's work, this men's mentorship thing, I'm serious. Like, if the work needs to be done, we need to get our men in the right spot, off them corners, out of the violent trends and the I rep in my hood, I'll die for my hood, and go in jail and doing all this stupid shit because they ain't got nothing better to do. We need to get them to work. Like my man's here, who be outside, I tell you. Kevin be outside. Kevin, what are you doing here? What's going on?
That was a project. That looks like that's Juanita Guardian School. So I had a partner of mine, my good friend of mine. He was a monitor at the school, and they needed the benches fixed. They were really in bad condition. So I got together with a couple local guys I knew that had the tools, had the skill set. I went to a local business or two, got some funding from those businesses, bought the material, and we went in the schools on a weekend and we just fixed the bench for the children. Free of charge. Just we want to see them better for the children. We want to see them have a good seat and sit down and have lunch. That one day is at Lumako School.
Okay.
Spoke to the principal. You know what I mean? She came out, showed me what she needed. We made it happen. You know what I mean? You got love where you come from.
What's this one?
That's me and my boy from church, Ricky Schuster. Yeah, that's me and Ricky there down in West by the park, Major Cummings Park, when they were doing the project, rebuild that park there.
Okay. Hey,
yeah, me and Ricky go way back, man, from church days.
The man outside, and we need to get our men outside. Like the women are doing for themselves and doing great and getting degrees and all this other stuff in our community. We need to get our men up to speed. So,
okay, Kevin,
yeah, man.
Let me find my business casual outfit real quick.
Well, since you bring that up, Nisi, I wasn't always a government worker.
Mm-hmm.
So, before this life, I left out of Hovensa as a foreman for maintenance. So I did maintenance for over 20 odd years. I do drywall, I hang doors, I fix shower heads, ladies. I install toilets,
Uh-huh.
faucets.
You
I'm a
talking
man's man.
you talking a language?
I guess I've been
Yeah,
to
I'm a
several
man's
outlets.
man.
I'm just saying, and I know what other restaurants you list there, and some. I'm just saying.
Yeah, this man.
I know what it is.
Uh-huh. He certified his stepdaddy.
I don't even need to step part or order that. I don't need to step part. I'm just saying. My
Yes.
thing big. I don't need to step part.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Big ups to Kevin for doing positive vibes, and more of us will. We gonna get
Awesome.
this thing going, man. That gonna be my focus for the year and onward.
But Ja, before we close off,
Mhm.
now that you brought up that whole issue with those pictures you posted with me,
Okay.
I have a challenge to all VI men.
Okay.
It's summertime coming. The schools are closing. Volunteer. Don't wait on the Department of Education to do it. Meet with a principal. Go to a school. Get a crew of guys together. Go to the schools and see what needs to be done. A couple years back, Rennie and those guys for the barber shop painted Central High and stuff. They donated the paint. They came on weekend and they painted Central High. And that's what I'm talking about. Because from what I understand from people away here, the private schools and schools in America in the summertime, the parents, not the government, the parents who have these businesses, like you might have a lawn care service. So now we ain't gonna charge the school and make Leslie come and cut the grass. No, I gonna get 2 0 ton and me and my brother gonna cut the grass as I want to give back. Or you might have a brother that's a carpenter and they got a door you need to fix. Hey, reach out to them. I'm that door by the auditorium. Do you mind if we get a material and we fix it? Give back to your community. That's all I'm saying. Stop looking for we, the government,
And as a
to do
suggestion,
everything.
oh, go ahead. As a
You're
suggestion,
checking
Kevin,
because
I would say like tap into CTEC and the students is certified. They have the woodshop program, so they know how to do wood shopping, and there's a welding program, and those kids in community service to graduate anyway. So if you guys are doing stuff like that for the school and you're making that challenge out to the community, I would say tap into the school with the students who are learning their trades so that they can see the trades in motion, in action over the summer. Get some community service hours because they do need it to graduate. And I think it'd be a definite win-win for the community.
I mean, because we employ some students over the summer through labor, through legislature, and we put children to work in different aspects. Some go to sports parks, some go to different agencies, education. But I think we need more than that right now. We're too far behind. We need to get those children that are working for the summer, plus children who need credits, plus people who are always complaining to get involved and get our community back how we belong. We're too separated.
Thanks. That sound
We're
like
too
good final.
separated.
That sound like good final words to me. What do you think?
So yeah, Ricky. I see your comment, Ricky. Yeah, I could get with you and we could do something for the summer. We could adapt a school. Adapt a school. That's my whole thing. Adapt a school. Find a school that you and I went to as a elementary and the principal might know you or a teacher might know you and give back. If you went to you live east and went Paul B, go to Paul B. Ask the principal, hey, I own a business. How I can help get the school back together for the children for the summer?
Well,
Get involved.
know what Jamal is saying here. He's saying that this is the kind of stuff you want to get into, but you don't know where or who to go to help or get the funding.
Funding from who though?
It could be businesses or whatever. Where should he
Well,
start?
when I did it, I just went up to, and I ain't afraid to call them my name. Them man ain't really want no praise, but big up to Polo for Napoleons. Polo was one of my big advocates. That he was like, yo, Kev, what you need? Just bring an invoice to my shop, tell me what the invoice costs, and I gonna pay for it. I went to the hardware store, I did the measurements, I got the invoice, I carried it to Ansela, his sister, and she cut me a check. And I paid for everything. Same thing for Mo. I went to Mo, and Mo said my son is for the children in blue. Macha, how much you need? I said, I don't know. Mo tell me, here's $300. He went to the register and he gave me $300. and tell me if your rounds need more, just call me and you can come for it. But they both of them had one rule. One rule. My work that I did was to be from my heart for the children them, no politics involved, no senators on the job site acting like it's part of what they're doing.
For photo ops, yeah.
No photo ops.
I like that. That's what's up.
So, hey, it is what it is. You gotta want to be, like I said, I never move away. I live here. I ban here, like we just said. You gotta want for your live to be better, get involved.
Hey, I keep your eyes open because I really want to do this and get into it. I've been thinking about it for a while, and then Kevin brought it up and brought it to my attention too, and I was like, this seems like it's timing, and especially with the summer, like we do not want to hear no complaining come school reopening time. I had all this time school will close, and like we don't want to go through that again. You get what I'm saying? We could start here. So I keep our eyes out for when you see the advertisements talking about we linking up here or we going there or we need donations. Keep your eyes open. All right. Hey, great show. Great show. Thank you. This has been another great episode of Same Difference. That is Kevin. We finally got him on the show. That's your girl, Krujan Girl Nisi. I'm John. We love you guys. Peace. We out.
I'm out.